All right, looks like we are now up and going. And hi, my name is Jacob with MarketingPlayBook.co. Welcome to the weekly hangout that we do every Wednesday live at 2 p.m. And we stream it on YouTube, and we have streamed it on Facebook a few times, but every time it's going to be on YouTube 100%. Sometimes Facebook, it's a bit hard to stream both at once and get the video quality and audio quality down, so we're still working on that. But I'd like to welcome any new members that we have this week, which is we got 2 new members. Hey, congratulations. Thank you for joining. And that was over on not just our newsletter, but over on the private Facebook group that we have set up. And you can learn more about that on the Marketing Playbook or marketingplaybook.co/connect page. So if you go to the marketingplaybook.co website, you're going to see the connect button up there on the top right. Go ahead and click on that, and you'll get more details about our private Facebook group. We also have a Google community that's more open, as well as numerous other ways of joining in the conversation with us and getting help with your online digital marketing needs. So marketingplaybook.co helps small businesses increase their sales and reputation online through digital marketing. And we do that in a variety of ways. And today we're going to be covering AdWords Adgroups and how to lower your CPC, so your cost per click. And there's numerous ways of doing it, but I have a very specific and methodical approach that I've built up over the last 10 years of marketing on AdWords, and it seems to work really, really well, especially for small businesses. So this should be a pretty good topic for you today. And we also have a newsletter, so if you haven't joined our newsletter yet, do so. It's over on marketingplaybook.co. You should get a pop-up on it, and otherwise it'll be in the right-hand corner, and it'll ask you to join. In there, you're going to get all the topics that we send out every Monday. We send out the topic, and they're going to be topics related to what our subscribers want to see, as well as you can subscribe on YouTube, and we give a variety of ways of connecting with us. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start in on the guide, and you can follow along if you want. That's going to be on marketingplaybook.co/episode 10, and that's the number 10, 10. So /episode 10, marketingplaybook.co. And there we already have the written guide and the show notes done for you and ready to go. So you can just follow right along, or if you're listening to this, we'll explain it all fairly well. But, as usual, we usually have links going out to other resources and the like. So you definitely want to go over and check it out. So getting started. So everybody knows that, you need a good ad, but it's often, it's easier said than done. How do you write out your ad? How do you organize your actual campaigns on AdWords in a way to give you that lowest cost per click and to stay organized? And an ad group might help if we explain what an ad group is. So an ad group contains ads and keywords inside them. After you create a campaign, which we covered in a previous video, where you're going to create your campaign and all the settings. Well, inside there you can have tens of thousands of different ad groups in there. I forget what the limit is, but it's like 20,000. It's insane. And inside each and every ad group is where you're going to be putting in your keywords. So you can create one ad group and have all your keywords within that ad group. But the downside there is inside each and every ad group is where you also place your ads. So if you have a list of a lot of keywords, then you're going to be using more generic ads for each and every one of those keywords. It's all together in one place. However, you create, let's say, a separate ad groups for each and every topic that you have, then you can have a more customized ad. Then we have a link going out to how Google explains it exactly on the show notes page, and you can take a look at their examples. And one of the examples that they give, I don't really like. And I don't like the example they give outright. Yes, it does a good job of explaining kind of what an ad group is, but I think it misrepresents what users should be doing to get a really good quality score. And this is from their example, and I'll read it off to you. So an ad group called desserts could have keywords in there such as cupcakes, apple pie, ice cream, cookie. And you're like, yeah, those are all desserts. Well, an ad group called beverages can have soda, coffee, iced tea, orange juice. Well, yeah, those are all keywords related to beverages, right? And let's do one more, snacks. So inside snacks, you can have potato chips, beef jerky, mixed nuts, rice crackers, any snack out there. But when you think about it, all right, let's think about this though. I mean, that's organized, right? When you first look at it, you're thinking, yeah, those are all desserts. But if you were to go to Google, put yourself in a mindset of wanting cupcakes. So you go to Google, you type in cupcakes. Well, that ad that you see, how are you going to target people if you're using keywords such as cupcakes, apple pie, ice cream, and cookies all within one ad group? Your ad is going to show to everybody in that ad group, all the keywords in there. So people who are searching on cookies will see the same ad as people who are searching for cupcakes. But if you're there and you're a client and a customer and you're doing a search for cupcakes, chances are you don't really care about cookies. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You don't really know because the individual is searching for cupcakes. So if you were to break that down and say, wait a second, let me break down cupcakes and just have, instead of doing desserts, let's just do a cupcake ad group. And if you were to do that and break it down to its lowest denominator, or one of the lowest denominators, you'd get cupcakes, right? So the keywords inside there might be blueberry cupcakes, velvet cupcakes, vanilla cupcakes. If you did the same thing with the other desserts, apple pie, you could have apple pie, Dutch apple pie. If we did ice cream, chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, strawberry ice cream, what you're able to do now is basically write a more targeted ad just for people looking for cupcakes. So any keywords related to cupcakes, you're going to be able to write a more customized ad for, and that's going to get you a lot higher click-through rate because you're giving people what they want. You're giving people exactly what they're searching for. Now, if they were to search on cupcakes, you could take them to your top level, cupcake landing page, and that's the other thing. If you use the example that Google provided for you, if somebody types in cupcakes and you have a generic ad that also includes apple pie and all these other things, then the landing page you're taking that user to is going to have to be more generic. So it's going to have to be about maybe all your top level categories. And from there, the individual is then going to have to go through and find the cupcake link and click the cupcake link to go to the cupcake page, right? Well, why not just send the person, why not bid on cupcakes and have all the cupcakes into a separate category? And that way you can take them right to the cupcake page. That way they're not having to browse around and click on your site. And maybe it's easy to find, maybe it's not. These are all really, really good things to consider. But there's more, right? That's not quite the lowest denominator. So when you're bidding on cupcakes, yeah, you can have, or you have your ad group called cupcakes, and you have your blueberry cupcakes, velvet cupcakes, vanilla cupcakes, whatever they are in there. You're able to break that down even further, right? So you can actually just say, well, you know what? Let me just create the ad group for blueberry cupcakes, and then an ad group for velvet cupcakes, and now an ad group for vanilla cupcakes. Now, inside those three ad groups that you can have that keyword in there for just that particular type of cupcake. So for blueberry cupcakes, you can have all the blueberry related cupcake keywords inside there. So blueberry cupcakes, blueberry cream cheese cupcakes, blueberry lemon cupcakes, blueberry cheesecake cupcakes. You're probably getting hungry right now. I'm sorry. But that's an example of now we just took it another level deeper. Now we know these people are looking for blueberry cupcakes. So we're going to send them exactly to the page and the product that they're looking for, which is going to be blueberry cupcakes. And so there we're going to have list our blueberry products and maybe our upsells there and the like. So by breaking it down, there's multiple benefits there. We're able to write a more customized ad. So instead of just cupcakes and having cookies in there and all these other things, and we took it down a level so that the ad is just about cupcakes. And then we took it down another level, say the ad's just about blueberry cupcakes. So your customer, when they type it in, they're going to see blueberry cupcakes. Well, that's exactly what they're looking for. So they're going to be far more likely to click on your ad that says blueberry cupcakes rather than somebody who created an ad just for generic cupcakes, and even more so than people who just don't even have an ad really targeting cupcakes. They just have, they're doing that Google example of cookies and everything else in there. And you're able to provide a much better customer experience. You're going to get a lot higher click-through rate by doing this, and you're also going to boost your quality score ultimately in the end, which we'll get to further on. And if you have any questions, oh, I did not bring up Twitter yet. Let me go ahead and bring up my Twitter feed. So if you have any questions, feel free and send us a tweet. We have it marked down over here in the bottom left area. So you can go ahead and tweet at us. Like I said, we have the link there live for you. And any questions that come in, it's going to be MKTG marketing or MKTG playbook. So you can send us a tweet there. And like I said, it's right there at the bottom right, bottom left. It's down there. So we have it there. So if you have any questions, feel free and put that in. I now have it up. So if we get any tweets live and any questions, I'll go ahead and answer them. So let's move on here. So I kind of covered some of the major benefits of drilling down on ad groups and only having the highly related keyword in each ad. So like I said, you can write targeted ads that are very, very targeted to the individual. You're also going to understand the user intent more. Somebody who's searching for, let's say, blueberry cupcakes is probably a lot closer to a buying decision than somebody who's just searching for cupcakes, right? You don't quite know, or what exactly are they interested in yet. They haven't quite made that buying decision. So, the user intent is clearer when they put in blueberry cupcakes. And usually is how it works is the closer you get to a user intent keyword, to knowing what the user intent is, the better off you're going to be at providing exactly what the customer wants. And there's a better chance of them actually converting. So while it's hard to break out each and every keyword into its own ad group, or each and every bottom level keyword into its own ad group, it definitely can pay off. And while these are going to be a lot lower volume, overall, the aggregate of all the keywords in there is going to add up to what it was before. But now you have much more customized ads that are targeting directly to what your customers are searching for. You're able to send them to the exact landing page that they need, and you're able to write far better ad copy. So it's because you're targeting exactly what they're searching for. So that brings us up to writing the perfect ad. So now that you know, okay, I got to break down the keywords into its lowest thing. Let's go over some examples. And again, this is going to be on MarketingPlayBook.co /episode, the number 10, where you can follow along and see the examples that we're using here. So I'm going to use the auto mechanic because I used them last week, and it's an ongoing theme here. So we have breaks, right? So breaks could be a top level campaign category, as well as oil change. These are two common services that most mechanic shops offer. So inside our breaks campaign, we can kind of break down on a keyword level, brake repair, brake service, car brakes, brake pad replacement, brake service costs, brake shop. And for oil change, we can do things like oil change coupons, oil change near me. I love that one. Anything that's near me, it means it's a mobile search and they have the location there. So this is something that search term wise, especially in the service-based industry, is just off the hook right now. Anything that says near me, they are actively looking to buy. So if you're in a service-based industry and somebody types in, blah, 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 near me, they want to go to your shop. They want to go there now. They want to purchase now. Those are very, very valuable keywords. So definitely keep that in mind if you're in the service-based industry. Other things: express oil change, synthetic oil change, quick oil change, cheap oil change, things along those lines for the oil change as well. You could easily group the brake keywords and the oil keywords into two different ad groups. So you can write a specific ad that's highly relevant to just the brakes. So it's not, auto repair or brake repair mixed in with your oil changes. You have them grouped into their own ad groups, and you segmented them that way. Now that's the way that a lot of experts out there are going to do it. Is they're going to break it up and say, okay, we're going to put all the oil change into its own ad group. However, I recommend that you go to that lowest denominator possible, and this can be a lot more work, but we're going to go into a few tools that'll help you out They are paid tools, but still they're going to help you out more. And instead of having that ad group with oil change and running that one ad for each and every oil change, writing that one ad that covers all the oil change keywords, you can go ahead and you can write a custom ad for each and every keyword. And by doing that custom ad for each and every keyword, you're going to relate more to what the individual is searching for, what the human is searching for. So if somebody's typing in oil change coupons, if you had an ad that said, hey, oil change coupon, get the discount now, or repeated kind of just the exact thing they searched for inside the title and then inside the description, either description 1 or description 2, usually I put it in description 1, then your ad stands a far better chance of getting clicked, even if you're in the number 2 or number 3 or number 4 position, because you're using the exact thing that somebody's searching for. They are far more likely to click on your ad because they automatically are trained to think, oh, this ad is more relevant to me, and that's going to help boost your click-through rate. So it's a fantastic way of going. It's a lot more work though, because if you were to take oil change coupons and put it into its own ad group, and then the keyword would be oil change coupons, then you write a custom ad just for oil change coupons. Then you do the custom ad for quick oil change in the title, quick oil change in description 1 or description 2, then your call to action. If you were to break it out there, that's a lot harder to do, right? You're very, very time consuming. But there's a quick tip that I have that's 100% free for helping you out there. And then there's another method of doing it. And I use the second method, not necessarily the first, but I still use the first method in conjunction with it. And let me kind of describe that. So the two methods that I more commonly use are going to be DKI, which stands for dynamic keyword insertion, and then individual keyword ads. So for the first one, DKI is basically just swapping out the keyword in its placeholder. So if you have, let's say, let me go through the example that we have here. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting the token keyword in braces. And I have an example on the show notes page for you. And the braces are just the squirrely looking brackets in there. So they're not the colons, they're the brackets. They're not the brackets, they're the braces. Sorry, they're the braces, which are just the squirrely brackets. I always get that confused. So there, you're just going to be wrapping that around keyword. And if you capitalize the K and you capitalize the W within keyword, Google's automatically going to replace that with the keyword you are bidding on. So if I'm bidding on, let's see what we used in our example here. If I'm bidding on a brake pad replacement, then I'm able to basically put in that keyword bracket in there, and let's say the title 1 spot, and then put it in the title 2 or description 1 spot in the title, then Google's automatically going to replace that with the keyword that triggered the ad. So if my keyword was brake pad replacement, my title will say, and I put in that keyword brackets there, my title would be brake pad replacement. For description 1, it'd replace the keyword token again there with a brake pad replacement. And then, my description 2 could just be a call to action, come in or call for your free quote. So this is a really nice and easy way of just inside each and every ad group, you can put in basically the same ad over and over and over and use the keyword with the braces on it and swap it out. So Google's automatically going to swap out the keyword that triggered the ad. So you can go a step further there and add on to the keyword extension by putting in a colon in there. So it's going to be keyword, the braces on the ends, and then you have the keyword token there, capitalizing the K and capitalizing the W, which is going to capitalize everything in there, and then putting in a colon in there along with a holder text. Now the holder text is in there just in case your keyword's too long. So if you have, somebody doing oil change in Denver, Colorado, well, that's not going to fit into the title because it's too big. The title's limited to 25 characters, and description 1, description 2 are limited to 35 characters. At the time of this broadcast, it's going to change soon for mobile, but that's something different. So by putting in holder text, you're going to have it so your ad still shows even if it goes over the 25 characters. If you're doing brake pad replacement, you can possibly put in something more generic into the holder text, which is going to be like brake service repair, or something related to what you're searching for. So a dynamic keyword insertion allows you to create hundreds of ads right away because you can just use the same ad. And this will work great if you are let's say you're grouping all the oil change related keywords into one ad group. That's where you'd use DKI. You'd use DKI there because it's automatically going to swap in that keyword into the ad copy. So you can have one ad, 20 different oil change related keywords inside one ad group, and then have an ad that's highly customized to each and every keyword that you're bidding on, because it's automatically going to replace the ad title and everything with the token keyword because you put in the brackets in there. And that's what a dynamic keyword insertion is. So if you don't break each and every keyword into its own ad group and then write a customized ad for each and every one of those, that's a way around it. And very, very simple to do. It sounds a bit complicated, but once you do it and you get the feel for it, and I have links on the show notes page to Google's examples for doing a DKI, dynamic keyword insertion, or you can just search it online, and there's plenty of articles and information out there available for it. So it's a great way to go. It's how I would do it for if I didn't have the time to write each and every ad copy separately and I just wanted to get something going. I'd probably start that way just because it's a lot quicker than writing each and every ad separately. So I'll go ahead and move on here. And so the second method, and this is the one I personally use, but like I said, I use it in conjunction with DKI, and that's because I'm using tools to help speed up the process. So with this, I already talked about using the DKI in there. And with this, though, you're actually breaking out each and every keyword into its own ad group. So the oil change related keywords would all have their own ad groups, not be grouped together. And within each and every ad group, there's going to be that one keyword set. So it might be oil changes near me, or whatever keyword it is that we want to go on. Brake pad replacement would have its own ad group, and then brake repair would be its own ad group. And brake repair, the keyword in there would be just brake repair. The keyword in just the brake pad replacement ad group would just be brake pad replacement. That way you're creating a custom ad for each and every one of those keywords. Now, the benefit of doing that is when you're using the DKI, the dynamic keyword insertion, your ads aren't always going to make sense. It's great if it's a specific product because, you just swap in that one keyword and chances are the ad will mostly make sense. Well, if you have a number of things in there, oil changes near me, fast oil change, and, brake pads, brake pad replacement, it gets a little messier because it's hard to write an ad just for brake pad replacement, and that'll also work for brake repair. So there are two different kind of intents almost there, and writing that ad that'll get you the highest click-through rates a lot harder using DKI. It will, however, get you above average click-through rate, which is why I recommend people go with it. But when you break it down, you're able to add in that customized ad. So just using brake pad replacement as the keyword, if you had a custom ad for it, it might look something like brake pad replacement for the title. For description 1, fast brake pad replacement. And then description 2, low price, 1 hour pad replacement. So you're speaking directly to the individual for what they're searching for. If you were to use brake service or brake repair in that, you wouldn't be able to use that call to action in description 2 that I talked about, which is low price, 1 hour pad replacement. So, 1 hour brake repair. Well, it kind of would work in there, but at the same time, the writing that customized ads going to be more beneficial to the end user because it's telling them and it's calling out exactly what they're searching for, and the ad makes 100% sense. So that's the way I tend to do it, just because I know that putting in the extra work, 90% of your competitors out there, especially in the service-based industry, they are not doing this. So by you focusing on and putting in that extra effort to write these customized ads, you're going to reap the benefits. It does pay off. It is going to help you get that higher quality score because you're going to get a higher click-through rate. And Google is going to look at your ad and say, hey, this ad is highly relevant to the keyword being bid on. Each and every time almost, you're going to be getting 8s and 9s and 10s on your quality score. As I said, I'll talk a little bit more about quality score in the end here to help you out. So some of the software tools that I use to help me automatically build out keyword levels and ad groups, and all of these tools, I'm going to name off 3 or 4 really. Now, all of these I have used myself, and I recommend. So one of them is going to be free, which is the AdWords Editor. Now, I use AdWords Editor in conjunction with another tool, Speed PPC. But AdWords Editor is going to allow you to edit your ad copy offline in a really easy to use interface. So you're just going into each and every ad group and quickly modifying the keywords, and it's very easy to do. It's far easier to do it inside AdWords Editor than it is to do it on AdWords itself. So a lot of the campaign changes that I do, I use AdWords Editor for, and then I do a bulk upload directly into AdWords. It's just upload button, post now, and it posts the changes to AdWords, and you're good to go. So that's one must-use tool. If you haven't used AdWords Editor, download it and get familiar with it. We do have a walkthrough of AdWords Editor too in our PPC training guide for AdWords, which is going to be under the training guide section of the MarketingPlayBook.co website. So the next tool that I've used in the past, and I really liked it, I don't use it currently just because of the cost of it. It's cost prohibitive for me to use it for most clients. And even as an agency, it just doesn't fully work out. So, and that's going to be WordStream. WordStream's really nice because it lets you not only set up the ads and the ad groups. It's not so much that tool, but it's more used for optimization, because it's going to tell you, hey, this ad could be written better, and then it'll give you suggestions on how you can improve that ad and how you can break those ads up or those keywords up into different ad groups to create customized ads for them. And it helps to track overall whether you got good click-through rate, a poor click-through rate. And it's a pretty easy to use tool all in all. But like I said, it is a bit expensive, especially for small businesses. If you're only spending $1,000 a month, the minimum cost you're going to pay for WordStream is going to be $250. So do you already want to spend 25% of your budget on a tool that yeah, while it's helpful, that's 25% of your marketing budget if you only have $1,000 a month to spend. So it's not always beneficial to a lot of small businesses out there. It just doesn't make as much sense, especially because that's a monthly fee. So, are you reaping the rewards or are you not? Now, it's different if you have an expert in there who's managing your account for, let's say, 25% of your ad spend. That's a very, very reasonable cost to do, in my opinion. But then we have a Speed PPC, and I talked a little bit about this. So Speed PPC is the tool I currently use, and I'm not going to stop using them anytime soon. I really like it because there you use the keyword token the exact same almost as you would using DKI method inside AdWords. But Speed PPC is a web-based program so you log into it, and then you set up your ad group, or you set up your campaign, then you create you give it the keywords that you want to use, and it'll go out and it'll put each and every keyword into its own ad group, and then you can use the token of seed, which is similar to the keyword token that we used before into the braces. And there, what you're going to be able to do is generate, if I had, let's say, 1,000 keywords I was using, you're going to be able to quickly, in the matter of minutes, you put in those 1,000 keywords, and then you write your ad copy. You put in the braces of seed, and then your holder text, brake pad replacement or whatever it is for that. And then you hit the generate button. It'll give you an Excel file that you then import into AdWords. And so now you have those 1,000 ad groups with each having its own keyword in there and its own ad copy that it automatically inserted using the seed as the holder place. So there, brake pad replacement would have brake pad replacement in as the name of the ad group, and then brake pad replacement as the keyword. Brake pad repair would have its own ad group, and that keyword be in that ad group. And then is what you do is you go in and you upload it into AdWords Editor. And from there, you start editing each and every ad. And yeah, it's 1,000 ads, I understand. But it's very easy to quickly go through and say, okay, let me change out these words so the ads make a little bit more sense. You can improve the call to action a little bit. And that way, each and every ad copy has its own customized ad in there. There is no DKI. It's actually handwritten. You're going through it. But with this process of using Speed PPC along with AdWords Editor, you're able to quickly generate a campaign that looks pretty nice. And yeah, it might take you 8, 9, 10 hours to do, but once you get the hang of it, you're good to go, and you're going to have that really, really highly customized ad for you. So that's why I use Speed PPC. Now, I already said Word Stream costs around $250 a month. That's on the low end. Otherwise, on the high end, you easily spend $1,000 with them a month. It's not hard. So with Speed PPC, they charge $99 a month. But the nice thing about that is it's not something that you actually need long term. If you're a small business, you really only need the tool once. So within a given month, you can probably build out all the campaigns you need to build out and customize all the ads you need to customize. So once that's done, you're kind of good to go. And you can just cancel the membership. Now, I'm not going to cancel my membership because I build out a lot of ad groups and a lot of campaigns and stuff in many different niches. So I use the tool more on a commercial purchase, which is who they're targeting. They're targeting an agency like me. Now, the other tool that I want to talk about that I like is going to be PPC Keyword Tools. Now, this is a software program that you're actually going to download, and it works in the exact same way as Speed PPC. The interface is a little bit more bulky. It's a little bit harder to understand exactly what to do next. There's pretty good documentation all in all for it, though. But the really nice thing about that is it's only a one-time payment of $67. So there's no monthly fee to it. Yes, you got to download it. Yes, it's a bit bulkier than Speed PPC, but it works. And so there, if you're like, man, I know I'm going to need more than a month to get this done, and I don't want to pay too much for something. Speed PPC Keyword Tools. The tools is spelled with a Z at the end. That's a pretty good program to use. And like I said, it's only $67. A one-time payment. You really can't go wrong there. So it's a good one to go with. And those are the tools that I kind of use and would recommend for most small businesses out there, just because they work really, really well. Now, when you're writing your ad, there's really two things that you really need to keep in mind. And this comes back to our quality score guide that I'll link to, and I'll go more in depth on both of these topics. But what you need to do is you need to make Google happy, and then you need to make the human happy. So to make Google the machine, Google's a machine, right? To make Google the machine happy, we need to tell them that, all right, this keyword that we have in there is in the ad copy. And therefore, this ad is highly related to the keyword that we're bidding on. And then we're sending them to a landing page that's highly related to the keyword that we're bidding on. So that makes Google the machine happy, because it can't really, as smart as it is, it can't really tell a lot of stuff. So by putting that exact keyword in there and everything, we're making Google happy. So, that's why DKI works. It doesn't even have to be fully readable. Now, we want it to be fully readable, but, I still get a quality score of 10 all the time using DKI without issue. But the other thing is making the human happy. And this is where we answer, the what the customer is searching for. So we answer them, the product, the service, the product problem that they're having. This is where we're offering the solution to them. So that's why you want to focus on Google the machine, and then making the human happy of having your ad be highly readable, which is why I customize my ads, of giving the user exactly what they want in the ad copy, saying, hey, this is going to solve your problem for ABC, and this is what you need, and then sending them to a page that's highly related to it. So using these methods, you're going to satisfy both of those requirements of making Google happy and making the human who's doing the search happy. So now we'll go ahead and quickly talk about quality score and tying your efforts together. And like I said, I've already gone over quality score before inside the PPC AdWords Search Training Guide, and it's pretty in depth. So that's going to be in the show notes page. We're going to link over to it. It's a really good article that accurately describes exactly like how the bidding process works, exactly how quality score affects your overall CPC price. But initially, we'll tie it all together here with the quality score. So the real question is, okay, why go through all this effort? Why do we need to make Google the machine happy? Why do we need to make the humans happy? And the answer to this is quality score. So the higher your quality score, it goes from 1 to 10. By default, all keywords that you upload and all ads you upload into Google default at 6. And then over the course of time, as your ad is shown, that quality score is going to go up or down accordingly. Now, by customizing your ads, what you're going to do is you're going to get a higher click-through rate. You're going to get a higher click-through rate because your ad is more relevant to what the person's searching for. Therefore, they're going to click your ad over your competitors. Now, when you have an above average click-through rate, so let's say your ad's in position 3 and your competitors are in position 3, all things being equal, if you have a higher click-through rate, your ad's going to show more than theirs. You also are going to get bumped above them. So you're going to get bumped into the number 2 position because Google says, hey, this is what people are searching for. This is what people want. And Google's going to reward you. And they're going to reward you with a higher quality score. And that higher quality score is ultimately going to lead to a lower cost per click, which is the real magic. So if you were to have a quality score of 8, 9, and 10, you can think of that as a permanent coupon. That's how I think about it. So if you had a permanent, 30% off your CPC price coupon for life, wouldn't you use that, right? Anytime you go to the grocery store and you said, no, if you meet these standards of 7 and 10, of a score of 7 to 10, we're going to give you 30% off all your groceries today. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. But so many people don't. And that's where you really get a chance of rising above a lot of them. So something to keep in mind. So the major takeaways, let me see if we got any questions here. So followers, likes, tweets, do I have to refresh my page? No, we are good to go there. I don't see any questions that have come in, so we should be good. No questions came in over here, so we're good there. And let me make sure here, turn off, turn on. Yeah, we're good. So the major takeaways for today are writing highly targeted ads that will show you're providing exactly what the humans are searching for. Right? And by the same token, that's going to tell Google the machine that this is exactly what people are searching for. And then highly targeted ads will generate you a better CTR, click-through rate. And then sending people to a page that's relevant tells Google that you are giving people exactly what they want, which is exactly what you need to do to get the higher quality score to reduce your CPC prices. So that's going to really wrap it up. If you nail those 3 things down that I just mentioned, then you're going to do quite well and get that best CPC out there. So it might not be right away. You might still be paying those $2 or $3 or $4 a click. But as time goes on and your quality score improves, you're going to notice that, oh, hey, I'm paying less and less and less. And ultimately, you're going to reap the rewards for it. So like I said, I do have an article that covers more in-depth quality score, which is the whole reason for using the DKI method or the exact keyword ad group method. So next week, I'm most likely going to be covering either ad extensions or keyword match types. I really haven't decided just yet what to do, and that's going to be again inside AdWords. Pretty soon we're going to jump on to a few others. I know I did get somebody who was interested in Facebook, so I'll probably cover some Facebook tips and tricks in there, which there are plenty of, and the platform is constantly changing. So there's a lot of new stuff out there for it as well. If you have any show suggestions or guest speakers that you want us to interview and have on, feel free, and you can either email me directly. That's going to be Jacob@MarketingPlayBook.co. You can also connect with us on our just go to the community page on MarketingPlayBook.co website. We have our private Facebook group. We have a Facebook page. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And that just talks about ways of connecting with us. At the time of this recording, the private Facebook group is still free. So we just launched that here recently. We're starting to build it up. And if you join the private Facebook group now, it's going to be free for life for you. So we're not going to charge you anything. But down the road, we are going to convert it over into a paid support area. And there, the purpose of the private Facebook group page is so small businesses particularly can ask questions more in private without the rest of the world seeing, hey, this is my business. You can share more personal details of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and then get help and insights from other members and from myself and the like, and other people who are contributing to MarketingPlaybook.co to help out and answer those questions for you and help provide insights into what you're doing so you can get the best results possible. Now we do have the Google community, which is far more open, and that one I don't even think has more than like 3 members right now, but that's meant to be always free, where anybody can talk about anything they want there related to digital marketing, but that's not going to be private. So that's going to be the more open one where you can ask stuff and kind of in a more open manner. Just know that the world can see it, so it's not going to be private. So that's going to end the show for today. I hope it helps, and if you have any questions, feel free. And like I said, just hit us up, either connect with us on our connect page or go ahead and shoot me an email. That's going to be it. Take care.